again. Welcome. Let me make sure we're recording. We are. And welcome back. We are in week 3 of module 2 of this 12-week course for creating a mind with heart using the Heart Compass Life Navigation System at the Mind with Heart Virtual Learning Center. And if you have missed the first 2 modules and would like to get caught up, then please stay tuned to the end of this webinar. I'm going to tell you, one, how you can get access to all of the modules, and also how you can earn or qualify for a bonus one-on-one coaching session with me if you are attending this webinar live today. Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to get to that. So in the first module, we talked about preparing your brain, getting it ready to listen to the heart. We have to balance those brain hemispheres. We have to connect the left and right brain. And we also need to clear the pathway between the heart and the brain. We learned that the heart is always communicating with the brain. It sends a lot more information to the brain than vice versa. There's a nervous system within the heart that does that. There are hormones emitted by the heart that affect the body and the brain. And we talked about the electromagnetic field discovered by the Institute of HeartMath, which we heard Howard Martin, who was a co-founder of the Institute of HeartMath, talk about heart intelligence and heart coherence. And heart coherence, when we achieve that, makes that electromagnetic field smooth, regular, whatever it is. What it does is it clears the way so that all the energy and information that is being sent by our hearts all the time to our brains and our body can be received properly. It's just like when you have a cell phone or a computer. First of all, you have to have a cell phone that works. You got to have a brain that works. And then the signals that are coming from the Wi-Fi or from your 4G network or whatever it is, if they are disturbed in any way, then you're not going to get the right image on your phone. You're not going to be able to hear it properly. And so it's very much the same thing. This is an electromagnetic field of energy and information, and it's there for a reason. It is sending us energy and information, and that is what we learned to do in modules 1 and modules 2. We also, after getting our brain balanced and stuff, we learned about mindful awareness. Mindful awareness is that state of mind where we can observe a situation or circumstance in our physical reality in neutral, non-judgmental terms. And when we do that, we can step back and we can ask ourselves, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? And then we wrote those down on Post-it notes. We call those false fear-based beliefs. And we write them on Post-it notes to get them out of our heads, to move it from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, to make it into a physical object, which we can stick on that chart. And that chart comes from your Heart Compass Owner's Manual. And if you don't have one yet, stick around to the end of the webinar. I will teach you I'll show you how you can get one. But the reason why we're doing this is we're getting all prepared for module 3, when I'm going to talk about your mind. Your mind is not your brain. What we're doing is we're setting up a new system, a new pathway, a new protocol for your mind, so that we can put this all on autopilot in your subconscious mind, and it won't take so much work. You had questions about that, and I'm going to talk about that more in just a few moments. But we wrote those fear-based beliefs on Post-it notes, stuck it to the off-course side, and then we created Heart Coherence, asked for love-based truth, targeted love-based truth to replace those fear-based beliefs that are on those Post-it notes, so that we would get results in the area of our life that we were focusing on. And that sets Heart Compass Life Navigation apart from any other system that I know about. There might be others out there that are doing this. I'm just not aware of them. If you've seen them and want to tell me about them, I would love to know. But as far as I know, this is the only one that accesses the heart for love-based truth, targeted towards specific fear-based beliefs that are related to a specific circumstance or event or area of our life. Okay. Now, after we got those all written down, what we did was filed away the love-based truth after testing it, there was a testing process too to make sure it was a love-based truth. We filed that away and tossed the FFBBs. And I love the feedback that I got about this. And I got this from a number of people. I've gotten this feedback over the years, and I just kind of put it into my own words, how good it feels to finally get some love-based truth. And also that the fear-based beliefs that were stuck on the chart on the off-course side were really starting to get to you. And that was planned. Okay, I wanted that to happen because I want you to be aware that those fear-based beliefs that you wrote on Post-it notes, they have been there in your mind, in your subconscious mind, for a very long time, maybe most of your life, and yet you weren't aware of them. So if you think they were bothering you when they were stuck on the chart, they were creating these circumstances in your life. So, putting them on paper and putting it on the off-course side of the chart so that it irritates you, that gives you, motivates you to go ahead and complete the process and finally get that love-based truth and replace them. So bravo. I'm so glad that you did that and got to that point. If we had just identified them and removed them real quick, I doubt it would have had quite as much impact. So congratulations on that. I know a number of you have done that. So another concern that I get from people is that after they identify fear-based beliefs, they create heart coherence, they ask for love-based truth, they sit there, nothing, crickets. Okay, that's the term. Your heart will always answer. When you do this process and ask the question, you will get an answer. It doesn't mean that you have to sit there at your kit, your Life Navigator's kit, or at the chart waiting for the answer. For one thing, you might be sitting at the computer and it's disturbing your brain hemispheres, okay? So you might need to move away from that. Try sleeping on it. I've had a number of clients who keep it by their bed, go to sleep. You might wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning, which is when we're really receptive. Make sure you keep something by your bed to write it down. Start noticing synchronicities as you go through your day, what people say to you. You might just be, who rides a bus anymore, but you might be somewhere and just talking to somebody in line or at the grocery store, and they say something and you go, oh, wow, that is an answer for that fear-based belief. And then, just go home and finish the process. You can also facilitate, getting your brain ready to hear by, listening to music, the right kind of music, creating and appreciating art, just, getting into that space where you're not trying so hard to listen. You're not trying so hard to hear. It's, how when you're trying to remember something, it's on the tip of your tongue. It's when you stop trying to remember it, when boom, it pops into your head. It's very much like that. It's exactly like that, in fact. You can go exercise, get outside, go for a walk, play some sports, ride a bike, garden, get out in nature. All of those things will help facilitate this. And of course, water, a long, hot bath or a shower. I can't tell you how many times I've received inspiration, ideas, and answers when I've been in the hot shower, having that water wash over you. There's something about that really has that effect. So you are not stuck at the chart waiting for your answer. You don't have to do that. But as long as you do the initial steps, okay, where you identify the fear-based belief, put it on the chart, create the heart coherence, ask for the love-based truth, and then you can leave it there. And when you get the love-based truth, complete the process. All right, then. I hope that clarified that one. All right, this happens whenever I work with a group. It might be a workshop, it might be an online school like this. There are always people who ask me, but when I go to my heart, it feels broken. They have a hard time. They're like, I can't create those feelings of gratitude and compassion that are supposed to create heart coherence. All right, I have an answer for this. That movie, The Secret? If you're watching this, I'm almost 100% certain that if you haven't seen the movie, The Secret, about the law of attraction, then you've at least heard about it. And I invite you to go watch it. It's on Netflix. It might be on every station now. And watch the opening sequence, okay? Because the producer, the woman who created this movie, she has an opening sequence telling her story. And she says, it was in my darkest moment that I received the greatest gift. And then the rest of the movie goes on to say, feel good, feel good, feel good to get what you want. So I called them once and I said, what about that? It was in her darkest moment. She got the greatest gift. And then you're telling me I have to feel good to get what, these things. And they really didn't have an answer for me. They gave some kind of flip response. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, that brings us to the next question, which is the poll that I gave you. I asked, what feelings allow us to access the heart for love-based truth? Now, you all got gratitude, appreciation, and compassion because Howard Martin told us that. We know that the Institute of HeartMath has done that research. They can show us scientifically that works. Now, excitement, anticipation, motivation, I've said this before, this is about the future. When that happens in the future, then I'm going to be happy. It's not focused in the now. Your heart communicates now in the moment. So no, those feelings will not let you access love-based truth. But what about grief and despair and surrender? We know intuitively that when we give up, when we say, I surrender to a higher power, I've done everything I can, we're in the deepest despair, that's when those moments can come. That's when the greatest assistance can come. So yes, grief, despair, and that kind of surrender to a higher power will allow you to hear what is coming from the heart, can hear the love-based truth. You don't hear that in many places, but if you test it for yourself, and if you just know it intuitively, we've seen it over and over again in our own lives. What about hope and happiness and joy? Well, hope again is about the future, and happiness and joy, that's you're experiencing love-based truth manifesting in the moment, but you're not asking for anything. So no, that's not really going to open the heart for love-based truth. So you've got gratitude, appreciation, inner peace, well-being, compassion, and also grief and despair and surrender to a higher power. Both of these are going to open your heart. When the heart is broken, it's open. And that was when my whole journey started, when I was going through my divorce and my heart was broken. And that's when I finally surrendered. And then, of course, when you get that love-based truth, you do feel gratitude and appreciation and compassion. So it will lead to those feelings. You're not going to be stuck in grief and despair, but it can start there. It can. All right, then finally, I have some people occasionally say, all right, I've thrown away these false fear-based beliefs. Are they going to come back? And some will say, I wrote down and filed away the love-based truth, but I still have this uneasy feeling that, are they going to come back? That's a false fear-based belief that you can actually write on Post-it notes and process it through and get it from your own heart, which will be more powerful than me talking to you here right now. But the metaphor or analogy, I'm not sure what the right term is taking care of your teeth. Okay, brushing your teeth. If you ignore your dental health for quite a while and then you go to the dentist, then yeah, you're going to have to sit there for a while there's some deep cleaning, some drilling, maybe even some pulling of teeth going on. But then, then they're going to give you a new toothbrush and some toothpaste and mouthwash. And hopefully you'll go home every day and brush your teeth. Will you keep eating? Will there be bacteria on your teeth again? Yes. Will they be the same bacteria that you cleaned out and spit down the drain earlier? No. Okay. When you replace fear-based belief with love-based truth, you're not switching one thing out for another. You're taking that fear-based belief and turning it right side up into a love-based truth. It has been transformed. You can't turn it back again. That's something that the brain does when it is creating this 3D holographic illusion of separation that we call physical reality. I'm going to talk about that in module 3. Okay. We're going to go into how that works. But for now, no, if you just keep doing this, those fear-based beliefs will not come back. I've had long periods of time where I didn't use Heart Compass Life Navigation for one reason or another. And I can tell you from personal experience that it's cumulative. Once you do that part, it's done. You can pick up whenever you want again and keep going. And like I said, when we get to the next module, in module 3, I'm going to start talking about what a mind with heart really is. I'm going to start talking about what your mind really is. Your mind is not your brain. there is plenty of scientific evidence to show us this. So what is your mind? And when you create a mind with heart, how does that change things? So if you haven't been able to, haven't watched modules 1 and module 2 yet, then you might want to do that to get ready. If you're attending this webinar live right now, there's a couple ways you can go about it. There's a Mind with Heart contributing community member solution, which you can find on this page, and you can purchase that now. And also, if you're watching a recording of this, okay, on YouTube, on Facebook, on my website, on my blog, on any of these other platforms, you should look for a link somewhere there that's going to say join the community. All right. Let me go here to the next slide. Okay, so you want to become a contributing community member. And before you can be a contributing community member, you have to become a community member. And if you're watching the recording, of course, you look for that link that says join the community, and it will take you to the homepage, and there will be a button there, join the community, and it will ask for your email and get you all started. After you do that, you can look for professional services, or you can wait until the next live Q&A, and there will be a place where you can purchase the contributing community membership. I'm not going to tell you what the amount is because the price has been changing, going up as we move through each section, every module. That's because I wanted to reward the people who joined me early, not knowing exactly where this was going to go. I didn't know exactly where it was going to go. I've been getting so much feedback and input from all of you that's been shaping this course. That's been the purpose of it. So those of you who came on early got a great deal, and you've been helping me make this course suitable, more valuable for everyone. So thank you so much for your contributions. And then if you are a contributing community member and you're attending this live Q&A webinar right now, you can just click the yellow, it's over there, I think. Click the yellow button that says book time with Alana Moss. And there are limited spaces. It has to be this week during this live Q&A, and you will get your bonus Mind with Heart coaching session, which has a $90 value, by the way. It's wonderful to talk to you. I get feedback about where you've been and how you're doing and how I can improve the course. Your questions, like just like they did in this lecture, add tremendous value for everyone. So spending those 30 minutes with me, it really helps me, and it helps everyone as well. So I hope that you will take advantage of that. If you're a contributing community member and you're here live, go ahead and click that button and schedule some time with me. All right, then. Let's see. Is there anyone here that wants to ask a question in the chat area? Is there something that I didn't? I do such a good job answering everyone's questions that because I'm in touch with you a lot. All right, you have messaging with me, and and there's Facebook. By the way, a contributing community member not only gets these bonus coaching sessions, they get access to a private Facebook group where all of these lectures are posted, and you can ask questions and interact with other people there. Also, when this course is over, it's going to be bundled up into a course and delivered to contributing community members. It's also going to be sold online. So you're really getting a really great deal right now. If you're watching the packaged course, then you've got it right now. And what else do members get? Yeah, you get lifetime access to all of these webinars. And also when school starts again, you will always be part of the community. You will always have access to these lectures, no matter how many times we do it. So it really is a tremendous value. And I'm not seeing any more questions. So yeah, you guys have really easy access to me, and you send me your questions all the time, and I come here and I answer them. And there we go. All right, then. So there's no homework this week, but my suggestion is to keep asking your heart for love-based truth. One person, let's see, a friend of mine asked, Okay, he asked if I could give one word of advice, what would it be? I would say, ask yourself, when something comes up, just say to yourself, I wonder what the love-based truth is about that. Okay? I wonder what the love-based truth is about that. That shifts you into a whole different energy. It opens your mind, it opens your heart, and it will facilitate that process of being able to access love based truth on a moment by moment, ongoing basis, which is the ultimate goal of this course. So I will see you next week in Module 3 when we're going to start learning about the mind and the heart and how all this heart, mind, body, soul, spirit stuff works together. I think it's the most exciting part. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to thank you so much for being here. And I really look forward to speaking with some of you on the phone or on the video chat feature, which we have here at the community. So go ahead and book some time with me, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Bye for now.